The next topic which you all are going to study is energy resources. Now we all know that energy is one of the most important factor, okay? And there are two major sources of energy. One is the conventional source and other one is the non-conventional source. Now you can say that the basic input required for the sustainable and economical growth, energy plays very important role in order to develop, and in order to develop economically also. Energy is one of the important aspects. So there are two categories. First one is the conventional source, second one is the non-conventional source. Now you can see over here one chart is given. In conventional source, commercial and non-commercial is written, and other one is non-conventional, and those are the types which you all are going to study now. So let's move on to our next slide. Now, what are the conventional source of energy? So let's talk about conventional source. Now, the conventional source energies are also called as non-renewable resources, and they are available in limited quantity. It means we have done what are non-renewable resources. The resources which take about millions of years to produce to reproduce are basically non-renewable resources. These sources of energy are in limited quantity, and also they are classified into, again further they are classified into two types. The first one is the commercial energy and the second one is the non-commercial energy. So let's move on to commercial energy. Now, commercial energy. When we talk what are commercial energy, the energy which we are consuming and we pay price to buy them or to purchase them. We purchase the energy which we purchase are called as commercial energy. Okay, so like coal, electricity, and petroleum, these are the three most important energy sources you all can say in our day-to-day life. And what we are doing, we are paying the price in order to consume it. So these are basically commercial energy sources. The first one is the coal. Now coal is the major source of energy. Okay, now coal deposits, there are million and tons of coal deposit. Okay, 1,48,790 coal deposits are there in India. Okay, and according to an estimate, the coal reserves in India would last about 130 years. Okay, now estimate has been done, and according to that estimate, the total storage of coal, whatever coal are there in coal mines are available in India, it will last at least 130 years. Now India is the fourth largest coal depositors or coal producing country in the world. Okay, the coal deposits, they are mainly found in Orissa, Bihar, Bengal, Madhya Pradesh, etc. And due to coal deposit, it provides employment to across 7 lakh people. Okay, and in between 2005 2006 the annual production went up to 343 million tons. So this is what basically coal is about. So next one is the oil and natural gas. Now in these days we know that oil is considered as the most important energy source in India. Okay, it is widely used in many areas, like they're used in oil is used in automobiles, trains, planes, ship, and etc. In India, the oil is found in Upper Assam. Oil and natural gases, they're found in Upper Assam, Mumbai high, and also in Gujarat. The resources of oil are basically small in India as compared to other countries. Okay, and if we go according to the 1950 and 51 estimate, the total production of oil in India was 0.3 million tons, and it increased up to 32.4 million tons in 2001. Now, despite of this tremendous increase in the production of oil, India is still importing 70% of the oil requirements from abroad, from outside country. Still, tremendous increase in the production of oil. There is a need to export oil from other countries. So you all can imagine that how much amount of oil is consumed in India due to the populations. Okay, and now we all know that Natural gas has been the most important source of the energy, and it is very important since last 2 decades. The importance has increased widely. So it is produced in two ways. Okay, the first one is with petroleum products. It is produced. Second one, the free gas is obtained from gas fields in Assam, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh. Okay, it is used in fertilizers and also chemical plants, and also in the gas based thermal power plants. Natural gases are used in all these places. So this is all about natural gas and oil. The next and the third commercial source, energy source, is electricity. Electricity is the most common and the popular source of energy. It is used in commercial areas, domestic areas, for daily purposes we are using. It is used for lighting, it is used for cooking, air conditioning, then working of different electrical appliances like TV, fridge, washing machine, or you can say all the day-to-day appliances. In order to use day-to-day appliances, we require electricity. Now there are three major sources of electricity through which electricity can be generated. The first one is the nuclear power, the second one is the thermal power, third one is the hydroelectric power. So let's move on to our next slide, which will show in detail what is nuclear, thermal and hydroelectric power. The first one is the thermal power. Now thermal power is generated in India at various power stations. Okay, by with the help of, you can say, coal and oil, the thermal power stations are there in India. Okay, now it is the major source of electric current, you can say, and its share in total capacity of the nation in 2004 and 2005 was 70%. The second one is the hydroelectric power. Now, hydroelectric power, it is produced by constructing the dams on or above the overflowing river. The rivers, overflowing rivers, or the rivers which are flowing, these dams are constructed above them, and hydroelectric powers are produced with the help of this dam. And the projects, you can say, in India are the Bhakra Nangal project, the Damodar Valley project, Hirakund project. In 1950 and 51, you all know that the capacity of hydroelectricity was 587.4 megawatts, and in 2004 and 2005 it reached to 19600 megawatts. So you can understand the difference, how much difference is there in the 55 years. The third one is the nuclear power. Now India has also developed the nuclear power. Now nuclear power plants, they make use of uranium such as fuel. They are using uranium as fuel. This fuel is cheaper as compared to coal. Now there are many power plants located in India. They are at Tarapur, Kota, Kalapakam and Narura. Now it supplies the account for only 3% of the total installed capacity. So these were the three electricity types, that is thermal power, hydroelectric power and nuclear power. So the next one, what we have studied, these were the commercial energy sources, and now we are moving to non-commercial energy sources. Now the non-commercial energy sources are the sources that are freely available, and that we are not using it as a means to earn money or as a means of commercial factor. Now these sources include fuel, wood, straw and dried dung. Now these sources, whatever examples I have given here, they are used commonly in the rural India. Now agricultural wastes are there, like straw. They are used as fuel for cooking purposes. Animal dungs are there. When they are dried, they are also used for cooking purpose. The straw and the dung, they can be used as a organic manure. It is combined and used as an organic manure for increasing the fertility of the soil and also increasing the productivity. So these were basically the non-commercial energy sources which you find in the rural areas, and for this they are not paying, these are basically available for free. We have already studied what are conventional sources of energy. Now we are going to study what are the non-conventional sources of energy. Okay. Now non-conventional sources of energy, they are also called as renewable source of energy. They are basically inexhaustible. Now renewable source of energy, I have told you all that they are produced again and again naturally. Okay. So we can make use of it repeatedly. And the examples can be solar energy, bioenergy, tidal energy, and wind energy. So now we'll study what are these type of energies available. Okay, so the first energy, the various sources we are going to study now. The first one is the solar energy. Now, what basically a solar energy is? So I can suggest it that it is a procedure or a process in which energy is produced with the help of sunlight. The energy that is produced with the help of sunlight is called as solar energy. Now in this process, what is happening? The photovoltaic cells, those cells are exposed to the sunlight, and when those cells are exposed to the sunlight, electricity is produced, or you can say electricity is generated. So what is happening over here? You can understand that the photovoltaic cells which are used, they are converting the sunlight energy into electricity. So basically it is a process of converting sunlight energy into electricity. Now in solar energy programs, under solar thermal programs, solar energy is easily obtained. It can be used repeatedly, and this energy is used for cooking, for use for hot water purposes, and also for distillation of water. So in different ways the solar energy is utilized, and you can say it is free of cost and easy to use. The second one is the wind energy. Now this type of energy, it is produced by harnessing the wind power. It means by using the wind power, windmills, the concept of windmills are used over here. So this type of energy, they are used for operating the water pumps, and which helps for irrigation processes. For irrigation, we are using the water pumps, and the electricity or the energy they are getting with the help of windmills, and they are using wind energy. Okay, now in 7 states the wind power houses were installed, and the installed capacity was 1000 megawatts, and India is the second largest country in the generation of wind power. The third one and the last one which you all are going to study is the tidal energy. Now tidal energy is the energy which is produced by exploiting the tidal waves of the sea. You all know that in the deeper sea, the deeper the sea, in the deeper area, current is there. I have already explained in the first chapter. Current is there. So from there, by exploiting those tidal waves, this tidal energy is generated. But since it is very depth, and we are lacking for some technologies, due to some we are lacking for cost effective technology, this sources is yet to be used properly. Proper utilization is still not done of this technology due to lacking behind in certain technological advancements. So these were the non-conventional sources. Non-conventional sources, again I am repeating, I have already explained you all. These are the sources which occurs naturally again and again. We can make use of it repetitively. So these are the energies which we are getting in the non-conventional sources.